Hey guys, welcome back to Mind State, where we help you reach your full potential. In today's video, we will be discussing how you can overcome social anxiety. But before we start this video, I would also like to remind you to not be afraid to try new things. You can achieve a lot more than you might think. If you set your mind to something, you can do it. There is no such thing as can't, only won't. If there is something that you have always wanted to do but have never done it before because you thought it would be too difficult or time-consuming, then just give it a try. You may be surprised by how easy it really is and how much fun it is to do something different for once in your life. So now, let's talk about how you can overcome social anxiety. Ever feel like you're the only person who has ever felt this way? It's not just you. Living with social anxiety disorder can mean that even the most casual social interactions leave you trembling, dizzy, and afraid of criticism or rejection. Severe social anxiety can affect your day-to-day life by making it difficult to engage in commonplace activities, such as talking with your coworkers, buying groceries, eating in public, attending classes at school, and going on dates. Managing social anxiety usually isn't as simple as tossing yourself into a crowd, but it's still an entirely achievable goal. Here are some ways to feel more comfortable in social situations and interact with others. Number 1. You might think that social anxiety is just a little bit of shyness, but it's an anxiety disorder and a mental health condition, and sometimes it can be hard to manage on your own. If you've been struggling with social anxiety for a while, or if you're just starting to notice some symptoms, the best thing you can do is talk to someone who knows what they're doing. Talking with a therapist can help you get a better understanding of the situation and find strategies for dealing with it. It's not always easy to talk about these things with someone else, but talking with someone who understands what you're going through can be very helpful in getting through this tough time and finding ways to manage your symptoms so that they become less overwhelming. Your therapist can also recommend other techniques to help you manage your symptoms, including group therapy, in which you'll have the chance to practice social skills and interact with other people who also have social anxiety. Support groups, where you'll find a community of people going through the same thing. And medication, which can provide some relief from severe symptoms, making it easier to start working through them in therapy. Number 2. The next time you feel anxious, try to pinpoint what exactly triggers it. Social anxiety isn't always a blanket feeling of dread and panic that follows you everywhere. Sometimes it only shows up in certain situations and with specific people. Maybe you feel fine as long as you don't have to talk to anyone. But the moment someone asks you a question or makes eye contact with you, your heart starts racing and your palms get sweaty. Or maybe you feel comfortable around most people as long as they don't expect anything from you, like if they're ordering food at a restaurant or waiting in line together at the grocery store. But the moment someone tries to engage in conversation and make small talk, your chest tightens and you want nothing more than for them to go away so that they can't see how uncomfortable this makes you feel. Whatever your situation might be, identifying when and where anxiety shows up for you is an important first step towards finding solutions for overcoming those feelings. Number 3. Social anxiety is a tough opponent to face. It's so easy to let your negative thoughts spiral out of control and start feeding into the feelings of self-doubt and isolation that social anxiety can cause. But it doesn't have to be that way. You can use those same negative thoughts to your advantage by challenging them. For example, if you think someone will judge you for laughing or sneezing at the wrong time, ask yourself, what evidence do I have that this will happen? Have they ever reacted negatively before? What are other possible outcomes? If your fear is that people will think less of you because you make a small social blunder, ask yourself, what's the worst thing that could happen if they do? Could they really be so shallow that they judge me based on one awkward moment? What could happen if I had no fear at all? You may have heard of the spotlight effect, which is the tendency to think others notice your mistakes more than they actually do. The spotlight effect can be a real problem if you're suffering from social anxiety, as it makes you feel like everyone is constantly staring at your every move and judging it. But there are other steps you can take to ease those feelings of social anxiety, including understanding that most people probably didn't even notice your faux pas. Those who did, they'll probably forget what happened pretty quickly. Number 4. When we think about managing social anxiety, we often think about big steps. We imagine ourselves in a room full of people and feeling completely out of place. Or maybe we imagine ourselves in the middle of a conversation with someone having no idea what to say. The thing is, those big steps aren't always necessary. You don't have to volunteer to lead a meeting or strike up a conversation with everyone you meet. Here are a few ideas to try. At the store, skip the self-checkout and challenge yourself to make small talk with the cashier instead. Raise your hand in class to ask a question. Compliment a classmate's or co-worker's outfit. Host small gatherings for close friends and loved ones. Socializing in your own space can help you feel more comfortable. Number 5. I'm sure you've heard the saying, what you practice, you become. It's true. If you practice having a conversation with someone who might be difficult or is challenging in some way, whether it's a date or a family member or even just asking for help at the drugstore, you'll be more likely to feel confident in that situation when it comes up in real life. Try this. Ask a trusted friend or family member to role-play some everyday conversations with you. A few scenarios. Number 1. You're searching for an item at the drugstore and have to explain what you're looking for to the clerk. Number 2. You pronounce the name of your friend's date wrong and they correct you. Number 3. Your boss asks a question during a work meeting and you give the wrong answer. And number 4, you trip and fall in front of a large crowd of people, or just one person. Are you liking the video so far? Before we get back, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel and click on the notification bell to get notified of our new uploads. Now let's get right back to it. Number 6. One of the most effective ways to manage social anxiety is through relaxation techniques. When you're feeling anxious, it's hard to think clearly and stay focused on the task at hand. Your mind may be racing with thoughts about how you'll perform in a given situation or what other people think about you. You may also experience physical symptoms like sweating, a pounding heart, difficulty breathing, lightheadedness, or an upset stomach. These symptoms can make it hard to manage your anxiety symptoms overall, and they can be debilitating if left unchecked. Relaxation exercises are designed to help calm these physical reactions by lowering your stress level and making it easier for you to stay in control of your emotions during times of stress or anxiety. Number 7. Do you have a hard time going to parties, speaking up in class, or meeting new people? If so, you might be experiencing social anxiety. Social anxiety can make it hard to succeed in school and your career. But luckily, there are some simple things you can do to help yourself feel more confident around others. First of all, try practicing acts of kindness. In a 2015 study of 115 college students living with social anxiety, performing small acts of kindness for 4 weeks helped reduce the desire to avoid social situations. The link between kindness and social anxiety may not be immediately clear, but it makes sense when you think about it. Social anxiety generally involves some fear of rejection or disapproval. But if you've just done something kind and thoughtful, like bringing a sick coworker their favorite soup or offering to pick up your neighbor's grocery order, the person you help is far more likely to have positive feelings toward you than negative ones. Earning this approval on a regular basis can help decrease your fears around social situations, so you might find that interacting with others gradually becomes easier. Number 8. If you're really struggling with social anxiety and want to manage it without medication, limiting alcohol can be a helpful first step. Alcohol can help you feel more relaxed in social settings, but it can also intensify feelings of anxiety, leaving you feeling worse than before. If you regularly use alcohol to manage your social anxiety symptoms, you could eventually reach a point where it becomes impossible to go out without drinking. You might also end up needing to drink more and more to see the same effects. A mindful drinking approach involves cultivating awareness about when and how much you drink, as well as how it makes you feel. Number 9. When it comes to social anxiety, it can be hard to know what's normal and what's not. It's easy to feel like you're the only one who feels this way, and that everyone else is just better at being social than you are. But the truth is that we all have our struggles with social anxiety in some way, shape, or form. Even if you're not a shy person by nature, it can be hard to navigate groups of people when you feel anxious. If you're struggling with this issue and looking for ways to overcome your anxieties about being around others, here are some ways that may help. Take baby steps. Instead of trying to force yourself into situations where you feel more comfortable avoiding people altogether, try taking small steps toward making friends. For example, go out with a friend and ask them to introduce you to someone new every other week. By doing this regularly over time, it will become easier for you to talk with strangers without feeling so much anxiety about it. Take a class where there are people who share similar interests as yours, like cooking classes or yoga classes. This will make it easier for everyone involved since they'll already have something in common. Hi everyone, thanks so much for watching Mind State. If you found this video helpful and enjoyed watching our content, please click like and subscribe. We'll always provide excellent takes on anything and everything. And also, we'd love to know about your thoughts, so leave a comment below. See you next time!